that it will be, as we return you now to the scene here in the Sports Pavilion, and we're coming up in just a couple of moments with the middleweight crown fight, Antuofermo against Marvin Hagler. Now, you're going to be looking at, there he is, Vito Antuofermo, a kind of sawed-off body, but one of the roughest customers you'll ever want to find, with enormous stamina. The ring record there in the graphic before you, 45 victories, 39-19 by KOs. And there, as we go to Marvin Hagler, there he is. Felt by so many in New England to have been unjustly deprived of a championship shot for a long, long time. But Hagler, with his record before you, dynamite, as I have said earlier, in either hand, a skilled boxer, a man who was originally a southpaw, converted to the orthodox style. Here's the referee, or rather the ring announcer, Chuck Hull.
The next fight of the afternoon, the judges are Dalby Shirley, Hal Miller, and Dwayne Ford. The referee is Mills Lane. The attending physician at ringside, Dr. Donald Romeo. The timekeeper is Ed O'Toole. Counting at the knockdowns, Mike Morobito. This is a feature attraction of the afternoon. 15 rounds of boxing for the undisputed middleweight championship of the world. Introducing, in the blue corner, weighing in at 158½ pounds, the challenger, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. And in the red corner, introducing, from Brooklyn, New York, weighing in also at 158½ pounds, the undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Vito Antuofermo. 15 rounds of boxing.
All right, you've heard Chuck Hull, the ring announcer. The fight almost ready to begin. Now, as they get in for the instructions, there is the tail of the tape. No real age differential, minor height differential, weight exactly the same, important reach differential favoring Hagler. So be it. The two of them eyeing one another in the middle of the ring. And right there, looking on interestedly, is the brilliant 23-year-old unbeaten welterweight Sugar Ray Leonard. And very much underrated, enormously so, a brilliant fighter, Wilfred Benitez, the WBC welterweight champion. Remember that fight coming up tonight. But right now, back to this fight. It's a 19-6 by 19-6 ring. 10-point must system in scoring. Mandatory 8 count on knockdowns. No standing 8 counts. The 3 knockdown rule waived. They are fighting with Reyes gloves, 8 ounce of course. And first round action. Antuofermo is not a stylist. He is a rough customer. He knows how to use his arms, his shoulders, his head. And he relies on his tremendous stamina. Comes on strongly in the late rounds. Hagler is a stylist. He is a good boxer. I mentioned that he was a natural southpaw, converted, but you will see him convert in the middle of a fight, as Davey Armstrong of Olympic fame has done. Right now he's using the right lead. There, that's what I mean about Antuofermo. This is a night when challengers enter the ring as favorites. Antuofermo, the champ, a big underdog to Hagler. A similar situation, although that was changing late today, with Benitez against Leonard. First round action, and you see Hagler with the right lead. Referee in the bout is Mills Lane. He has no voice in the scoring. The 3 judges do. They are Dalby Shirley, Hal Miller, and Dwayne Ford. That's the way Antuofermo likes to fight. Brawl, maul, bull the opponent, wear him down. Antuofermo with a right lead there. Good left there. First really good blow of the fight. Hagler getting that right in. Wants to keep using that reach advantage. You'll hear the bell for the end of the round in just seconds. We're back live. Round 2 just underway. World Middleweight Championship at stake. No division here. Both WBC and WBA versions. Hagler to the right of your screen, the challenger, the predominant favorite. In the first round, fighting southpaw style. He was the more effective. He got in a good left, as you saw, against Antuofermo. This is a good size ring, a lot of room to work with. And Hagler now putting his jab, his right blade jab, effectively together with an occasional left in combination. Antuofermo using his tactics, the tactics that brought him the crown against Hugo Caro in Monte Carlo, about we did at the end of June of this year. See that right lead getting in there?
Do him, Jim, do him.
Crowd mistook that a little bit. Thought Vito might have been hurt. Antuofermo trying to stay all over Hagler on the inside, using his body strength, but Antuofermo paying a price. Hagler wanting to keep him off him so he can operate with his style and poise as a boxer, and knowing that both hands are power laden. To go in this, the second round. Crowd in the background now chanting Vito, Vito, the way they used to chant Nino, Nino in the halcyon days of Nino Benvenuti.
Right there, Jim, let's go.
Wide left by Hagler, following the right. At the end of this round, we're going to go into the corners and seek to ascertain what the fighters are being told by the respective corners. Vito with a good counter right. What you must remember about Antuofermo, too, first, he is a bleeder. Don't be misled by it, because he survived many fights bleeding.
Give me the bucket.
There's a famous man in Antuofermo's corner. In fact, he corrected the wrong scoring that took place in Monte Carlo and saved the title decision for Antuofermo, Freddie Brown. That's he in the green shirt. And in the corner, they are telling Antuofermo to maul him. There's Marvin Hagler in his corner. Trainer is Goody Petronelli. Manager is Pat Petronelli. Louis Caparato and Steve Wainwright also in the corner. Hagler totally poised and confident. He's been carrying around a fly swatter. All over town it says, Vito the Mosquito, I'll swat him like a fly. But there is Antuofermo quickly following his corner's instructions and seeking to maul the opponent. Third round action. Fighting mainly southpaw style is Hagler with the steady right lead. Look for him to mix that up as the fight progresses. There was the left lead. Remember, he was a natural southpaw, and that left is dynamite. Antuofermo's tactics unchanging. Get inside. Tie up the opponent and use everything you've got. The head, the shoulders.
Get up first, get up first. Keep going. Keep going. Bring it up. Hands up.
Mills Lane parts them.
Two hands, Phil. Two hands. Come on. Go, do this.
Third round action, and Hagler scored again. Right and the left in combination. Minute to go in the round.
Keep going, do this. Come on, Jeff. Get up first, Peter.
Under left uppercut under.
20 seconds left in the round.
Go. Underneath.
Antuofermo at it again.
Uppercut Hagler. Let him run into it.
Get up.
While Antuofermo's tactic became successful against Caro, it does not appear, at least at this early stage, to be effective against Hagler.
Going backwards.
Keep going. Hands up.
End of the round at hand.
Jump. Hands up.
Back live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Round 4 underway. Marvin Hagler, the favorite, the challenger against Vito Antuofermo. Hagler to the right of your screen. That's what's at stake, the world middleweight crown. So far, the pattern plain. Antuofermo trying to get inside, tie up the opponent, maul him, brawl with him. But Hagler effectively staying away, boxing beautifully and with punching power. Dominant in the first 3 rounds.
Get up first. Stick it up. That's it.
Run into that left throw.
Underneath. Two hands, Peter. Come on. Get down. Get down. Underneath. Come on, Peter.
The bridge of Antuofermo's nose, right between the eyes, is markedly red.
That's it. Again.
There is no flow of blood as yet, but clearly it is red and soft. And it's soft from that kind of right lead. You saw Hagler get in there again and again tonight in the pattern of this fight. Fighting mainly southpaw style. Now the blood has begun to flow. See that right get in there. He is really chewing up Antuofermo at this point.
Come on.
giving a beautiful exhibition because Antuofermo is so rough and tough. He is not an easy man to get to and to really hurt. Not the way he comes in on you and ties you up. A minute left in round 4. He does keep coming, doesn't he? Vito is not a mosquito. Oh, that Antuofermo head got up into Hagler's chin there. That's what Hagler must be very careful about. We are coming to the end of round 4. There have been no knockdowns. Hagler again with the quick shot right in there, followed by the quick left. We'll go to Antuofermo's corner at the end of this round. See as Antuofermo gets in there how he tries to use that head. There goes Vito in the corner, getting worked over now. 4 rounds gone past. They go right to work.
Give me the bottle of water. Give me the bottle of water.
You're all right. More pressure in here, man.
That's all I'm gonna do. I got it.
Freddie Brown in the green shirt, working him over.
Outside. You get close to him, pull him into the ropes.
Pull him into the ropes. Did you hear that? Earlier he said more pressure, more pressure.
I get up in front.
It's not true.
I'm gonna get it now.
In and throw. Just bend and throw like
Here,
that.
There's Hagler's corner. He's getting the ice treatment on the neck.
Stay with him, man.
Tremendously confident fight. And certainly very impressive thus far tonight. One of Vito's last statements in the corner. I'll go get him now. Let's see if he can. Again, he's following the corner's instructions. More pressure. Oh, right lead caught Hagler, and it hurt him. Came out of nowhere. This is 5th round action. Hagler got in his own right there. There is a piece of elastic on the top of the glove, piece of bandage apparently, and it was just cut off by Hagler's corner. Antuofermo having by far his best round. Stung Hagler with a right lead early in this round. And just a few seconds ago, you saw him scoring with a combination. Antuofermo having clearly his best round. Hurting Hagler with the right. Hagler changing now, you see, or at least you saw him throw the left lead. Now he goes back to throwing the right lead, southpaw style. The effect can be terribly confusing to the opponent. Oh, again that Antuofermo right lead caught Hagler. He has really hurt Hagler in this round. Now hauling him into the corner, getting that head up under the chin, using the head as a weapon. I must say this, he has clearly responded to his corner's instructions. fighting the kind of round that his corner wanted him to fight.
Go, go, go! Body, body!
As this round comes to a close, we'll go to Antuofermo's corner again. So the round ends, and we follow Vito to his corner. Let's listen.
Keep busy like that.
Mouthpiece. Mouthpiece.
All right. You're getting more effective. You're jabbing and you're backing them up.
And you're doing nothing.
What's your right hand doing?
Hey, this guy's scared of you, man. You know what I'm saying?
What's wrong with this guy? You gotta do something.
Towards your hand, champ. Vito. 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 Campeón. Towards your two hands. Keep your hands up. All right?
All right, we'll go to Hagler's corner.
Okay.
He's asking for
All right. What was funny was Freddie Brown saying your right hand's not doing nothing. You got two hands. In point of fact, you saw Vito rock Hagler at least twice during the round, maybe 3 times with the right hand. But Freddie knows what he's doing. Exhort the fighter. He knows his fighters. In his 70s now, Freddie, for a long time, one of the great corner men of the business. Sixth round action. One would almost expect Antuofermo to start going to the midsection as he just did there. Strategically, that's the way to wear Hagler down. World middleweight crown at stake. No mixed up jurisdictional strife here. It's for both the WBC and the WBA versions of the title. As Hagler scored effectively there with his combinations. Hagler now back to where he was in the first 4 rounds. Boxing beautifully, controlling the action, facing it his way. Distance between him and Antuofermo. Then Antuofermo comes in, trying to tie up Hagler, get inside of him, and use the body. We're inside a minute. Antuofermo's head was snapped back by a Hagler right. Hagler returned to dominance clearly in this round. Look at that right get in there. The end of the round about here. So we once again watch Vito Antuofermo go back to his corner. And there he is. See the blood above the right eye, right there. Just a speck, and then the cut has been open. No real flow of blood yet under the right eye.
You gotta use combinations, for Christ's sake.
Quick change of scene. Wilfred Benitez resting in his dressing room. Remember, he fights Sugar Ray Leonard, his crown at stake. Leonard not resting but apparently absorbed by the flow of the events in the ring at the moment. Now we switch back to Marvin Hagler.
That's all they're going to do is lunge. Let's go.
What was just said in the corner was he lunges. Cornerman was telling Hagler Antuofermo lunges. As he lunges, he presents an incoming target. Get him then. Coming up, Galindez against Johnson. Light heavyweight title at stake. The scene set for that, the venue, the Superdome in New Orleans. This one is for the world middleweight crown. Hagler has done a beautiful job. He's dictated the fight. He's fought his fight. He has not fallen prey to Vito's fight. Seventh round action. Right, clearly in a pattern.
Do it, Vito, do it. Come on.
Minute to go. Seventh round.
Come on, take it to him. Come on.
A lot of Antuofermo fans here, if one can judge by the yells.
Man attack. Those cuts up again.
Let's go, do it. Come on.
Curious, Hagler blinked his right eye, half touched his right eye with his right glove, as if his vision was, at least for a second or two, impaired. But he's back to himself again. And as the action proceeds, it is still Hagler dictating the fight. The fight style.
Hands up.
Okay, that was the end of the round. And right there, we switch you to New Orleans. And there is Victor, the Bull Galindez, who will be undertaking the defense of his crown, having beaten Mike Rossman earlier this year to recapture his crown, and he did not have a problem making the weight. We come back to the sports pavilion in Caesar's Palace, where we are going to be going into the 8th round. Right there is Marvin Hagler. Fight has been beautifully fought by this young man who's been waiting so long for a chance at the title. There you see the arena. And coming up, Lindez against Johnson. After that, Benitez against Leonard. Meanwhile here, the bell for round 8. So far, the cut under Vito's right eye and above the right eye have not had a blood flow. And that's been fortunate. made by Hagler and scoring. It's Mills Lane, the referee, breaking them up. Remember, he does not have a voice in the scoring. 3 judges do.
Fight this fight. No, fight this fight. Right to left. Back to left. That's it.
Vito scored with his own long left. Thrown half in the air because, of course, Hagler has the reach on it. Punching blow.
That's it. Now you're winning the fight. Get in, don't get hit.
8th round action. Pattern of the fight unchanging, clearly fixed. Hagler trying to box, keep the shorter man off him, not maul with him or brawl with him. Antuofermo trying to do exactly that, and just then, as he came in and tied up Hagler, he did score. And right there, he scored with a right again. This has not been a bad round for Antuofermo. Right there by Antuofermo. One must look out now as to Hagler's stamina, because remember, we told you Antuofermo comes strongly in the late rounds. The end of the round coming up. Back for round 9. Antuofermo, the shorter man. Hagler, the challenger, the overwhelming favorite. Antuofermo, told by his corner people, when you throw the punches, you hit him. Throw the punches. This is the time to start looking closely at Antuofermo in terms of his steady movement, steady pursuing, steady attacking, and Hagler in terms of his stamina. Hagler now using that ring. See him dancing. 19-6 by 19-6 ring. And Hagler using the same basic weapon that he's used to pace and control the fight. Fighting mainly southpaw style, with the right lead. Wild swing and a miss by Hagler. Antuofermo's most effective blows, especially in his 2 best rounds, the 5th and the 8th, have been the right lead. As the last round ended, though, it must be remembered, Antuofermo scored well with a left. And right there with another left. Antuofermo is coming on, as he showed you there. And in this round, as in the last round, a subtle change in the flow of the fight, because Antuofermo making this much more his kind of fight. Hagler had been setting and controlling the flow of the action decisively in the earlier rounds, in my view. We're going to go to Antuofermo's corner again at the end of this round. Try and pick up what that corner is telling the defending champion. Round coming to an end, and Hagler not throwing as many punches. There's Antuofermo.
More peace. More peace. Throw one. You're making this guy miss. You're not punching, man. Punch.
Interesting, isn't it? Punch, they tell him. Vito has begun punching in the last 2 rounds. An old familiar corner tap. Exhort the fighter. Keep him going. In the background, the fans chanting, Vito.
Come on.
And Hagler is being told exactly the same thing. Punch, you gotta punch. It's so easy to do it when you're the corner people. In the meantime, there has been, as I said, a subtle change in the pattern of the fight over the last 2 rounds. Now Hagler responding to his corner, quick with a couple of right leads.
All right, come on.
10th round action. Antuofermo. Pushing, falling, but connecting. Much more than he had in the early going. And Hagler, a good quick right lead there, the second one in the last few seconds, but certainly not throwing nearly as many punches as he did in the earlier rounds. We have 2 minutes to go in this, the 10th round. Hagler with the foot movement. And you see him with the head fakes and the shoulders. But his scoring has clearly, at this point in the fight, lessened in its frequency and in its impact. Antuofermo with a good left. Antuofermo the pursuer now, and with a minute to go in round 10. And in view of what has happened in the 2 rounds preceding this one can clearly state that Antuofermo is coming on. Crowd totally misled. Antuofermo off balance, had a near slip. He was not hit. This is what happened in Monte Carlo. Antuofermo starting poorly and coming on strongly in the last 5 rounds, 6 rounds of that fight. Coming to the end of the round. Don't forget, NCAA college football doubleheader this Saturday. Pitt against Penn State, 12:30 Eastern time. That figures to be some battle, and the Panthers have had themselves a great year with only 1 defeat, and then the great traditional game, Army against Navy. No matter the records, that's a game that matters, always has. I'll never forget the year that Colonel Blake converted his great end, Don Holliday, into a T-formation quarterback, and astonishingly, Holliday, whom they called Blake's Folly, led Army to victory over George Welch's Navy team. George, then the quarterback, now the Navy coach. We're back here in Caesars Palace. That's Marvin Hagler, whom you just looked at. The 11th round coming up. The fight has grown, I think, suspiciously close. Antuofermo coming on in the last 3 rounds. Hagler not throwing as much leather. And there is your evidence. It is Antuofermo now who is making the fight, pacing, fighting his fight. And Hagler's stamina is to be watched closely. This is the 11th round. And at stake, the World Middleweight Championship. Marvin trying to use the ring. Steady foot move. Notice, incidentally, how slick he is when he turns to the left lead, to the orthodox fighting. The left jab is very quick. And in the main, he has fought with the right lead in the southpaw style. Incidentally, when Benitez goes against Leonard, watch for the same thing. Wilfred likes to convert to the southpaw style, especially when he's fighting on the ropes. Right there, Antuofermo scored heavily with the left, and the crowd responds. They can sense it. Antuofermo with another good left. Hagler beginning to respond himself. The lead he had built up in this fight. And Hagler, I think, was hurt. Hurt or tired. Antuofermo uses that sawed-off torso of his. So effective. This thing has become a brawl in this round. Just watch it. Note the time. Coming to the end of the 11th round. Hagler hurt Antuofermo and really hurt him. You saw those successive lefts. Now back to the right. And Antuofermo hurt. So at the end of the round, we're not going to a commercial. We'll follow Antuofermo again. Around the positive wrestling, boxing action, and at the end of it, Hagler was back in command. The ebb and flow of a fight. Can't get much out of them now. They know their man is fighting with everything he's got. You see the blood coming down the right side. Now let's go to Marvin Hagler. Well, they're working over his eyes. No apparent marks on Marvin. Marvin, who seemed to be fatiguing at least slightly, suddenly rebounded in the final minute of that 11th round and stunned Vito. You will never see a tougher, gamer fighter than Vito Antuofermo. Now, what Hagler's trying to do right now, as you quickly see, is reestablish the pace and pattern of the earlier rounds. Keep Vito off him. Use the boxing skills, the superior reach. Let's see how much Antuofermo has left after the pounding he took in the last minute of the last round. pretty decent go of it. Fatigue is understandable here in the 12th round. Right there, Vito with his own right, but Hagler now coming back with his own sequences of punches. Head between the 3rd and 4th rope strands. Oh, as Vito was lunging forward, go back to what Hagler's corner told him earlier in the fight when he had a chance to listen. He lunges, get him coming in, and that's what happened there. As Hagler was reasserting command, this tough little cookie who doesn't want to lose his title came back and landed 3 crisp, sharp blows and stung Hagler. Hagler now tired against the ropes. They're telling him from his corner, get off the ropes. He did, quickly moving on his toes, establishing movement. But it's amazing the way that little fella, Antuofermo, will strike back at you. You think he's about to give out, and bang. Right there. Good, straight, right. Antuofermo. We are approaching the end of the 12th round. All right, we're back live. Sports Pavilion, Caesars Palace, Las Vegas, Nevada. 13th round action underway. Pattern of the fight changed from the way it was in the beginning. Most ringside people have Hagler ahead, but the question is, by what margin? Because Antuofermo has come on ever since the 8th round. Hagler reestablished himself in the 11th. The 12th round could have gone either way. Round, the world middleweight title at stake. Both fighters from time to time evidencing their fatigue. It's been a brawling thing the way Antuofermo fights, and it's taken its toll on the more stylish performer, Hagler. Antuofermo getting in. Look at that head. See where he puts that head, as he has throughout the fight. Lay that strength of that upper body all over the other man. Right there, he's doing it again. And on the break, he got in a short right. He got in another good straight right. Oh, he caught Hagler with a right, and he hurt Hagler. And Hagler now getting off those ropes. A terrible danger spot for Marvin Hagler when he's pinioned against those ropes. Now he's trying to reestablish movement. Use the ring. Antuofermo beckoning to him. Come on. The old Ali style. And the crowd is on its feet and responding. And a good round for Vito Antuofermo, quite clearly. Now winding down. boxing action after this from our local stations. We're back live in Las Vegas, Nevada. That's the bell for round 14. The world middleweight title at stake. The defending champion, the heavy underdog, Vito Antuofermo, has taken over this crowd because from the 8th round on, after being beaten up pretty decisively, or at least outboxed pretty decisively in the early going by Marvin Hagler, Antuofermo has turned the thing around. He has changed the pace of the fight. He has made it his kind of fight. It's not a pretty style of fighting. It's a heavy flow of blood now. Hagler is cut. His back right above me. I'm trying to get to look at his face. There it is, the corner of the right eye. A gash, and the blood flowing down. And Hagler, the one to be holding on. No, Vito is not a pretty fighter. What he is a tough fighter, who, despite his absence of style, is very effective. Corner now begging Marvin to put it together. Terribly close in the score. Now, Vito was quickly and abruptly stunned by a Hagler right. Antuofermo, from his point of view, there's Hagler again, suddenly responding with punches. But that tough little cookie from Brooklyn, Vito Antuofermo, keeps trying to come on. This has turned out to have shifting tides of fortune that didn't seem possible in the light of Hagler's dominance in the early going. As Antuofermo still with that head lodged in. A good left by Hagler. A stunning left by Hagler. Hagler back with the right leg. Scoring against Antuofermo, but still Antuofermo comes on, and the blood flows from the cut in the right corner of Hagler's right eye. This is 14th round action. This is not a split championship and the jurisdictional strife that envelops boxing. This is for the whole ball of wax. WBA and WBC. Blood on Vito's left shoulder is Hagler's blood. Let's go to Hagler's corner. Marvin Hagler. See, they're going right to that eye. Eye swollen. Have to wonder how much or if vision has been impaired. Now let's go to Vito's corner.
Vito.
He always looks like he's been beaten up to death.
Wake up.
But
3
somehow,
minutes. You gotta
that
go on the
little
way.
cookie keeps coming on, coming on. Look at that battle-scarred face.
You gotta finish these 3 rounds strong.
Hit him on the chin.
Okay?
Right hand.
Right hand of the chin.
Started out as a cakewalk. You see the blood over Vito.
Okay.
I mentioned that it's not a pretty thing, that it's the blood of Hagler from the cut over the eye. And this is it, the final round. They touch gloves. Toe. Hagler with the right and the left that constituted the cleaner blows. Vito answering right back. Hagler missing. The crowd has gotten its money's worth with this one. Vito, you saw him score. Hagler's right eye. Miss. Hagler coming suddenly switch. One thing is clear. Oh! Vito rocked by a Hagler uppercut. Vito's left eye, a bloody mess now. Hagler using the uppercut, then ripping Antuofermo with clean, sharp blows. Antuofermo doesn't go down, and Hagler a little bit arm and leg weary. Look at that. Not pretty, is it? There is nothing stylish about Vito, but there is effectiveness. 1 minute left to go in the fight. Vito coming back now. This will not, I don't think, be the easiest fight in the world to score. Two very tired men, but Hagler now throwing the leather, and with the clean of blows. Antuofermo ebb and flow, and less than 30 seconds left. Antuofermo now. Mills Lane doing the best he can. Tough to referee an Antuofermo fight. Now it's Hagler. Toe to toe. The crowd on its feet. Look at the crowd. They stand as one. The end of the fight. Hagler feels that he has won it. Maybe he has, but it was no cakewalk. And Antuofermo feels that he has won it. His arms upraised. He feels his last 7 rounds, the way he fought, entitled him to the decision. You folks have seen it. You decide. And then let's hear the call. Don't forget, coming up after this, from the Superdome in New Orleans, it'll be Galindez against the Hoosier, Marvin Johnson of Indiana. And then after that, it will be the cunning, the canny, counterpuncher, who slips rights better than maybe any boxer I have ever seen, Wilfred Benitez, against Sugar Ray Leonard, who, though 2 years older than Wilfred, has not been fighting champions for the years that Wilfred has. You're looking at Hagler. He's back to dancing now around. We're awaiting the decision. Chant of the crowd for Vito. Vito uplifting his arms. He's copying some of that Ali stuff himself now, I guess. Remember the way he beckoned to Hagler? I wonder if they're going to call this thing a draw. Should that be the case, Antuofermo retains his title.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the decision of the judges. Judge Dalby Shirley scores 144, 142, Antuofermo. Judge Dwayne Ford scores 145, 141, Marvin Hagler.
1-1. Let's see how this thing goes.
Judge Hal Miller scores 143 Hagler, 143 Antuofermo. The decision is a draw.
It's a draw.
Antuofermo is skilled.
Vito retains the title. Good Lord, they called it a draw. Hagler absolutely disgusted. Well, you can understand his emotions, but you've got to give it to that man. He did come on strongly. He changed, as I said, the pace and flow of the contest. You can see it happening from the 8th round on. And so, he retains his middleweight championship of the world. Vito Antuofermo. Now, let's go to Lynn Shear in New York for an ABC News brief. All right, we're back at ringside, Las Vegas, Nevada. And right with me here and now is the still middleweight champion of the world. First of all, Vito, congratulations. You're about as tough and game a cookie as there is in the ring. Secondly, your fights are now assuming a pattern. The other guy builds up a lead in the early going. You have the stamina and come on in the late.
It's true, but a week ago I was going to pull out of this fight. I had very bad cold. As you see, I was coughing in the ring. But thank God on my win, I came on strong on the end like I expected to. But not like I really wanted to. You know? But in the future, I hope to give him a rematch because he's a good fighter. And I guess he deserves a rematch in the future.
Well, let's go back to your disclosure. Because nobody really knew that a week ago you were contemplating pulling out of this fight.
Yeah, it's true. You know, a lot of people underestimate me. Like you underestimated me in a fight against Coro. Coro is a very shrewd guy. Matter of fact, I find Coro much difficult than this guy. But this guy, I guess he was a little tougher than Coro. But Coro is a lot difficult. I would rather fight this guy more than I would fight Coro.
That's another interesting point too. Did you sense that you had begun to change the pace and the flow and the control of the fight from about the 8th round on?
Yes, because they told me that I was losing the fight up to the 8th round. So he says you got to get moving. But my wind wasn't as good as I wanted to be. But I guess I pulled it out.
You sure did. At least you got enough to retain your title. Congratulations again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Take care. And so, the story from... Yes, 1 second.
I want to say thanks to my trainer, Freddie Brown, does good cuts, does a good job on the cuts in the corner, and Panama Lewis to get me in shape for this fight, and my manager, Tony Carione, and also Ray Carica.
All right, now I have to move it on. You understand. Congratulations to you all, especially you, Freddie Brown. So that's the picture. Vito Antuofermo gets the draw, pulls out the draw with his late round rally, and retains his world middleweight crown. Marvin Hagler would not come over. He was just disgusted with the decision, felt he was jobbed, but you've already heard Vito Antuofermo say Hagler will get a rematch. And interestingly, that he'd rather fight Hagler than a guy like Hugo Caro, whom he won the crown from, but who fights defensively in Monte Carlo. Right now, to New Orleans and Chris Schenkel.
And